Guys, gals, and guests, welcome to LGBTQ plus singles live, honey. I am your host, Bre Starr, honey. And this is the show where we discuss people's singles life, Sometimes we have people come up and tell their business. You know what this show do. You know how we get it popping, honey. And you know how a bitch like me give it up, honey. You know we about to have some fun tonight. Yes, ma'am. And sir. And guys. Honey. Woo! Come on in. Come on in. The party is just getting started. You ain't missed nothing yet. You ain't missed nothing yet. Per usual, we have some special guests coming in tonight. People that I'm sure that y'all will appreciate. Maybe, possibly as much as I do. Honey, I don't know what we have going on behind the scenes, but I'm gonna need it to get figured out, honey, or y'all just gonna see the mic muted and me going off, honey. Yes, honey. Ain't nobody got time for technical difficulties. Not today. Not in my Wakanda, honey. Not while I'm channeling Mother Wakanda. Bitch. Honey. No, we not. Has everybody seen... Hey, Harry, you coming up tonight? Harry, you coming up tonight, sis? Hey, Joe, how y'all doing, honey? Has everybody seen Wakanda Forever yet? Has everybody seen the movie yet? If you've seen the movie, what's going on, Flex? If you've seen the movie, check in the chat and let me know if you've seen the movie. And just let me know what you think. Did you enjoy it? Would you recommend it or not? Hey, Moala. Everybody wants to be a part of the production tonight, honey. The four-legged friends, baby, the teenagers, everybody wants to be a part of the production tonight. Y'all must be in for a show tonight, honey. The animals must be sensing and smelling pheromones and stuff that I don't. I'm not going to be discussing the movie. I just wanted a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I just wanted the folks to let me know, if they had seen the movie and how they feel about it. And don't forget, any singles out here in the live, if you're interested in coming up, just send a request or let me know in the chat. If there's any singles interested in coming up and discussing their experience, let me know in the chat. Honey, I'm going to get my puff on a little bit. Flex is wild. Flex, I'm going to bring you up later in the show for updates. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. We do need a Wakanda emoji. What would the Wakanda emoji look like? It wouldn't look like The Rock. No, that's Rockefeller. Thank you, Monroe. Thank you. I'm about to light up real quick too, Joe. I'm about to spark it up real quick while the arm cross. Oh yeah, I guess it would be the arm cross, Sean. I guess it would be the arm cross. Okay, there is Thrifty Souls pulled up an emoji with the arm crossed. Yeah, Harry did too. Oh, Demi, you off the motherfucking hook in here, incognito. I can't with you niggas. The friends that I make, the shit that y'all do on the internet. What happened to you last week, Raj? Oh no, Raj wasn't the one who. Oh, Raj did send a request to come. Rosh, yes, honey. I was disappointed last week. We had a brown friend that was clocked in to come on up, and then when I pulled him up, he was like, "Mm-mm, your Jack name. That's your name on Jack's, the app." I'm ready to clock you the fuck out before you even come up, Rico. My Lord, for art thou in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Jesus. Moala, was you trying to come up? I seen you signaling in the chat. I wasn't sure if you were trying to come up. Harry, you seen that shit in the chat, honey. That child said that is his Jack's name, honey. For all of those uninformed on gay hookup culture, Jacked is one of those apps that the gays go to when they want to get jacked up in the bedroom. I don't know why they call it Jacked. It's probably some Caucasian gay vernacular on why they call it Jack. Probably got something to do like jacked, like steroid jacked, like muscular and buff, like kinds of how the like scruff is supposed to be about facial hair. And I used to be on scruff with no facial hair. All the trans men be on scruff, honey. I used to be on scruff, slaying my trans brothers. But now I don't live that life. I don't live that life anymore. I'm not interested in sexual relations unless there's a connection. They should call it stuffed. You're absolutely right. Because the children go there to get stuffed with all kinds of stuff. And not just what you imagining. They go there to get stuffed with fists and forearms. Bitch. Yes, honey. I done seen children that could take it all the way up to the elbow. Bitch. I think it's normalized. Joe said they should call it catfish. Baby, they should call every dating app catfish, if that's the case. When I used to be on dating app, y'all, if you see me, I've said this before, but if you're new here, if you've seen me on a dating app before, honey, I'm only there to promote this show. It's no shade. And if you ever see me on a dating app and you genuinely interested, I suggest you come here and follow me and try getting to know me through Instagram, honey. Otherwise, I don't check the messages, baby. But I ain't judging the ones who do. All right, we're going to bring up our first guest. Come on. A bit. You coming up, friend? Is you coming up, Raj? Are you still available to come up? Baby Joe, I got most of my Instagram followers in general from Grindr, Tammy, her, Jax, Scruff, and there's some other trans ones, or some straight ones too. Tags, baby. If you ever see me, I'm on all the dating apps, gay, straight, in between, out of the box, in the box. I make it very clear anywhere I am that I am trans, honey, because I know y'all. Well, I ain't gonna say y'all in this chat, but maybe some of y'all watching on YouTube. I know that y'all like to classify us as trying to fool people. Bitch, I ain't trying to fool no motherfucking body. I don't want your baby daddy. I don't want your son who's still living in your house at 35. I'm not trying to fool the motherfucking thing. Baby, for one, if I'm fucking with a man who was born with a penis, then honey, he probably switching harder than me. Bitch, ain't nobody fooling nobody over here, but I'm not on Christian Mingle. Baby, I ain't even got time. I ain't even got time for the church queens because you know they're aggressive. But maybe I should get on Chris. Christian Mingle. I guess our brown friend Raj isn't coming up. I guess I should get on Christian Mingle because that's where the coins be, honey. That's where the nigga dates be. The nigga dates that you can actually trust. All the girls out there know what I'm talking about, honey. Christian Mingle be having the nigga dates, bitch. But then can't even trust them because you remember sis, I can't think of sis name right now, but sis out in Midwest who they had on Fatal Attractions, the trans girl who had got killed by the pastor. Bitch, you can't trust them neither, honey. Lord forgive me. It's a goddamn shame. You can't trust nobody. Bitch. God damn, you can't even trust the pastor. Bitch. And then try to act like he didn't know she was trans. So the other 50 girls that you picked up off the stroll in the past 6 months, you didn't know that they was trans either? Bitch. Niggas is crazy. These niggas is crazy. They is crazy, Joe. I don't know what happened to our brown friend. I'm a little disappointed in Raj. Raj didn't come up. I thought that we was going to get an Asian perspective on the show for one. Yeah, y'all know the Asians, the light-skinned Asians really don't fuck with me like that. You know, just like the Caucasians. It's como si, como sa. Más o menos, no sé. They don't know. They don't know if they use my black ass or not. La glida loca. La glida no loca, bitch. Praise the Lord. Adios, meals. Let's stop playing. Let me bring up the first guys.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué pasa?
¿Cómo es piece of rice? How you?
Yeah, nigga. Like, how you... Hey, friend, give the people your name and age. I mean, your name and pronouns.
My name. Y'all can call me Sean up here. I ain't gonna use my Jack name like I do on TikTok. My pronouns is pure honey.
Ooh, okay.
And sometimes that bitch.
How old are you, that bitch?
I am a few months away from Dirty 30.
Are you, friend? I didn't know that we was that close in age.
We right around the corner from each other. You what you got planned?
What, for my next birthday?
Mm-hmm.
My next birthday, hopefully, I'm busting it open on somebody's son, honey.
So
It's no shade. This past birthday was a dry birthday, but this ain't about me. Where are you located, friend? Where are you at?
I am in the North Kakalakis
I
country.
I didn't realize we was that close either. What's your B day or your zodiac sign?
I am a Pisces.
Oh,
He's down.
mm. In my experience, the Pisces that I know personally, I would say that they're sneaky. Would you say that you've gotten that critique about yourself?
Yeah, I can't even fight. I can't even fight that.
I ain't judging. How do you identify as far as sexual orientation?
Um, I'm a fairy. So I like I'm sorry. Um, I am the G in the rainbow flag. But don't push me, cause a bottle of Crown go down and anything can happen. So
I have to ask, with you identifying as gay, are you attracted to trans men as well? Are you interested in trans men?
yes. Yeah, I am. Yeah. I've been around a time or two.
Why would you say that you're single, Sean?
Oh, I say this a lot. I honestly say this a lot. Um I've never been a relationship oriented person. I've never felt the need to be in a relationship as I see my peer group.
You're saying that you never felt the need to be in a relationship because of your peers, because
Or no, like the rest of my peers who are all like, I need a man, or I'm lonely, or I can't find a man to save my life. Where I'm like, every one of my relationships were all of my relationships happened when I wasn't looking for it, and those ended up being like really long term like relationships.
I honestly have to second that, Sean. I get a lot of people who say the same thing to me. I can't find a relationship to save my life. I can't find decent partners, blah, blah, blah. I am relationship oriented, but I'm very picky.
Mhm.
And I don't necessarily go looking to be in relationships.
Right.
They always seem to find me. So
That's how it feels for me.
I think that's where that old adage comes from. When older people tell you to stop looking, it'll come to you.
Right.
I'm a person who, when I did look, I never found. When I stopped looking, they pop out the woodworks. They be hopping out of rose bushes and shit.
When I looked, I found myself in trouble. Somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. Several places I wasn't supposed to be.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, you're not looking for a relationship, but you potentially be open to it.
Yeah, I think I'll always be open to it because I mean, I'm a very I have a I would like to say I have a good discernment of character. So even like to pass like the friendship zone and then the talking stage with me takes like a lot. So I trust my instincts on it when I actually get into a relationship. It's just that I'm not like pounding the streets looking for it. I'm not like dating every week trying to find Mr. Right. I got rent to pay. I got other things that's on my list. I got dreams I want to accomplish, and like, you know, the way I would want a relationship, I'm not able to give that to anybody right now.
I get it. I get it. And I'm not judging. I'm definitely not here to try and push the pursuit on anybody. But
Mm.
you're paying your rent. What do you do for a living, Fran?
I'm one of them jack of all trades people. I Twitch. I'm a full time nurse, but I Twitch on the side. That sounds like a syndrome or something. I also sew on the side, so I'm a designer. Um, and that's about it. I do other things, but we're trying to keep this PG for right now.
Twitch, for all who don't know, Twitch is a streaming app. A lot of gamers stream through Twitch, but we're not gonna get into specifics of what Fran. Oh no, yeah, we're gonna get into the specifics. Fran, do you stream adult entertainment?
No, but a lot of people have been putting that in my ear, and I'm like,
If it doesn't come naturally, I would suggest not doing it. A lot of people who I counsel who have done sex work and it wasn't survival sex work, a lot of them regretted it. It's not my ministry. I can only tell you what I've experienced. So I never recommend sex work for anybody.
I
Um,
will say it's kind of like I don't know. I also like try my hand with YouTube, but it's kind of like content creation. Whether you're doing it on TikTok or whatever, it can if you're doing it like on a schedule and it takes the fun away from things, and then you're like doing it just for work, and it can just like drain you like a lot faster than everything else should.
absolutely can. It absolutely can. I'm learning that now. um, how long have you been single, Sean?
Whew. And me and my last broke up in 2016, I think. Yeah, 2016, around that area. So almost 7 years. And I'm enjoying that shit. I ain't even gonna lie. I've met a lot of friends. I met a travel group, but a travel like buddy system. Things I wouldn't have been able to be around if it weren't for him.
I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at all. I definitely recommend taking time in between relationships. People grow, people change. You got to discover who you are every time you're single. Kind of rediscover who you are every time you're single.
Are you not a different person?
If it was a long lasting relationship, if it was an intimate relationship, then you very likely should be
Yeah.
changing ways, at least. I know that you're open to the possibility, but do you think that you're ready for love?
Um, that's a honestly, I honestly don't think so. I I honestly don't think so, and that might be a little bit of why I red flag a lot of people so quickly. Um, but yeah, I actually don't think I am, to be honest with you.
Why
I've
not?
never been asked that. That's weird.
Why not? Do you think that there's anything specific, anything you've been able to pinpoint about yourself or
Well, like so going back to the reason why, like, how I would want a relationship, what I would want to get from a relationship, I'm not able to give that myself. So that same type of love that I want to receive, um, I'm not good at like supplying. So like me analyzing like why, I don't think I'm ready for that part. And for me to really accept love, be in love with someone, I feel like all of that needs to be like leveled in a way, or like met in some kind of way.
so? Correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying that you're not ready to give the type of love that you expect to receive.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Um, we'll get more into that. Tell me some of your strengths,
In a relationship, um,
or just in general.
oh, that's, mm, I like to pride myself off of being communicative, like almost intrinsically. Like I like to like break the shit down, like compartmentalize different problems and like break down why it's such an issue. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of people, that could be very much. That could be a lot for a lot of people. A lot for people to handle.
I take it. I take it. I could definitely relate.
Oh, my friends in the comments, hey Shay.
Hey, friend. What has been your longest lasting relationship thus far? Was it the 6 year? No,
The
you
last one.
were single for 6 years.
Hmm.
Uh, how long was the last one?
2 years, and that last year was like kind of like off and on. Um, yeah, that even had my first and hopefully only. Can we say
Say what
what
you
words can we not say on Instagram? I don't know.
say what you want. I haven't got kicked off yet.
Domestic violence. That was my first time encountering domestic violence. Um, that relationship taught me a whole lot. It brought me to hell and back, and it taught me a whole lot. But that was the longest relationship I've had.
Just as a friend, have you sought therapy or counseling since that relationship?
No. But honestly, I should have gotten counseling from my first. That's to this day has been like the most traumatic for me. And to answer your question, no, I have not done anything about it yet. To be honest with you,
I ain't gonna hound you about it. You told me that your strength is being communicative.
mm-hmm.
What is your weakness?
hmm, I hadn't thought about that.
You're unsure of your weaknesses.
I mean, I will say that a lot of times I view the world, I see everything black and white. There's not much gray area with me. So a lot of times when we get into the matters of gray area, a lot of times people's feelings and emotions and what they want to happen as opposed to like reality will like, get construed. But I will continue like to, I mean, because it's the practical thing for me. And a lot of times when people don't see things practically or in that black and white manner, I discount it a lot because, if it don't make sense, then it just don't make sense. Why are you like trying to grip onto something that's not logically serving you?
So you say that you're a very matter of fact kind of person. It either
Very matter of fact person.
okay, and a lot of people have seen that as a weakness.
Yeah, because I'll get into like severe arguments about it, and then because I'm arguing on the logic side of it. Like you might not like the color blue, but baby, the sky is it's blue. Like it's what I'm saying. Like I'm sorry you don't like that color. That's beyond that. The sky is still blue. Like
Mhm.
it's going to be blue unless God say otherwise.
My question is, because I do under I'm not so much the logical person, but I get it. Um, my question is, are you someone who's argumentative?
I've been given that. I've been given that a lot. But again, I don't argue just off of like my emotions. You know what I'm saying? It's because, and most of the times it gets heated when I'm like talking to a friend who has a specific trajectory that they want for their life and their current situation, they're getting in their own way. And I'm trying to tell them like, you can't expect to get up in the morning on time if you're sitting up to talking to me like 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's all I'm saying. Again, the logic side. Maybe try going to bed earlier. And a lot of people would take that as like an attack or like, well, I can get sleep and then I'll still get up late. And I'm just like, well, I don't know. Those are generally the arguments I find myself in, or the nature of arguments I find myself in.
Do you feel that there are people in your life who you're helpful to in that way? Because it sounds to me like you're describing yourself as the opposite of the yay boy, the opposite
Well,
person who's going to agree with um, people doing their bullshit. You sound like the call out friend. Like I'm gonna call you out when you slipping.
and see, that brings you back to the group of friends that I found. It's like, you know, they understand where I'm coming from. I'm not coming from a negative space. I'm coming from just like, I'm trying to help my friend type of space. And, that made me look at like, there are people that are going to accept just accountability just as that. They're not going to take it as, you trying to bring them down or as an attack. Because quite honestly, they hold me together the same way. Like, let me come talk to you, friend. Like, this ain't where it's at. This ain't like you, and this don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So
They hold you accountable.
yeah, and I don't mind it. I don't take it any like negative way.
Is that a trait that you would want in a partner? Would
Yeah,
you want somebody who holds you accountable?
absolutely.
Describe your ideal partner for me.
Um, Uninhibited.
In what way?
Um, Socially, sexually, um, just out of like the normal construct of things, I guess, if that makes sense. Uh,
You want someone who's like an out of the box kind of personality? Is that what you're saying?
Not purposely, because some people, when they do it on purpose, it looks like a pony show. But like if they're authentically not like bound by like, you know, society's view of what they're supposed to do. I hate it when it's forced. It's even worse when it's forced. Oh,
Would
I'm trying to be different and I'm just going to wear 5 earrings at the same time
would
because
you
I'm special.
would you say that you're typically into like the would you say that you're typically into the weirdo or the geek or
I play a lot in the anime nerd space.
I dig it. I have a thing for blurs personally, so I can connect with that.
Get you one.
What are your deal breakers?
Mm, Again, not being able to be held accountable, or that's a definite no for me. I cannot stand an elitist, and that's a big thing in our community. Those sassy queens in the corner judging everybody, and that was what I wanted to bring up earlier.
Bring it up.
Um, the, the shit that we come up with in order to like judge people. Again, I can't stand an elitist person, much less an elitist gay. Um, I have been in situations like going to like a sex party or like the bookstore, for those of you who know what that is, and like hearing and seeing people in the corner like judging folk, like oh she just got used up, or like oh she just got like three, and I'm like, aside from this supposed to be in the safe space, like you paid the same $20 that I paid to get back in here, but you used it to get back in here and talk shit about people. And I don't understand why that isn't lame to us. But shit like that is like the stuff that we tend to gravitate towards.
First off, you got to ask yourself who is us, because it don't seem like you're one of those people to judge that girl. I mean, and I'm definitely not going to judge that girl if I end up in the back of the bookstore and I didn't pay my $20. The last thing I'm going to be worried about is clocking what somebody else is doing. I'm going to be busy, but I need to do to get my $20 worth. Um, I don't know why that is cool to some people. I imagine that a lot of those people, the gossip folks, I'll call them, and it's crazy because I'm essentially working at a career where I am a gossip girl, but still, I never go looking for the bad.
Mm.
And I think overall those are just people with a negative perspective. Those are just pessimistic people in general. And those are people who are usually miserable. Maybe some of those girls in a lot of those spaces feel extremely miserable because maybe they're the girl that's already been used up. Maybe they feel like the old girl. Maybe they're the girl that's played out and nobody else at the bookstore wants anymore. Maybe they're the girl who didn't give anybody, maybe they're the girl who didn't give anybody a good experience. Maybe when connecting with those people, people have sensed their negativity, and maybe that's why the people who frequent those areas and become more common and comfortable enough in those spaces where they can just sit around and talk about what everybody else is doing.
That's true. It be the context for me. Like what you said earlier, like you getting on your live and gossiping, doing it on YouTube. that's your business. But it's like for you to like go into like an event that's specifically made for this type of behavior,
And
just
then
judge the people to go there and do it.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's like
Insane.
to me it sounds like honestly going to a ball and judging everybody for being queer. Like
Right.
it doesn't make sense. You go to a ball to judge things, but not the queerness. You know what I mean? But like I said, those just sound like that sounds like miserable queen activity. It typically comes with the older queens, in my
Mm.
experience, from what I've noticed. But I've learned that you have young people who are miserable too. I mean, Nikki's been around for a long time, and she's been a miserable bitch for a long time.
My fave could never. But um
So tell me, friend, is that all you really need in a partner? Is some
something I'm learning now because I'm like somebody has like re-entered the arena here recently. But I'm still having my hesitations because um he doesn't have like much drive. Like he has the communication, the all the other things, but there isn't like any drive.
employment drive? You mean?
That are his own personal and ambitions. Like I picked his mind. Like I know a lot of his goals, and it's just like I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it like happening. Um, I just don't know if it is.
I mean, it sounds like you already see the red flags to me.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna talk about nobody specific. We're here to highlight your experience overall, especially nobody that's new and you questioning them already.
Oh, this one isn't new. That's the thing.
And
We this one.
over this period,
We've been talking. Um,
no progress.
well, yeah, he moved back home for like a year and came back, and then we did the off and on thing. But as far as drive, no, I don't see any. I don't see much change over the last few years.
Is that something that you would want him to change? Would you want him to have more drive?
Yeah, just not for me or for the sake of the relationship between us. And I feel like that's probably some shit he pulled.
It sounds to me like you automatically know that y'all aren't compatible for anything more than what's already going on.
Yeah. I I don't want to admit that, but yeah.
You don't have to admit it. I'll admit it for you, and I'll. But I,
No.
I also I also won't judge your relationship with this person, even if you decide to be with them. That'll be a mistake that I'll support you through. Do you have any appearance preferences for a partner?
Not anymore. Cause now now I like them tall, like I'm short, like I'm skinny, like I'm plump, like I'm light, dark, light skin, dark, black, beige, fluorescent beige.
Femme, masculine, androgynous presenting?
Yeah, now I don't give a damn.
Would you say that you're more of a dominant or a submissive personality
I'm more of a dominant personality.
in relationships?
Um, um, Sexually, yeah.
In general, overall, pretty dominant.
Overall, I'm pretty like 50-50. I don't need to, I don't feel the need to assert dominance anywhere else, to be honest.
Well, you brought up sex. Is sex important to you when dating in relationships?
That's most of it. Cause I mean, My family was like, "Oh, you could just find somebody." I'm not trying to teach you what I want you to do. Okay, that's number one. And if people was like, "Oh, that's the easy thing to do good," and I'm like, "That's my point. If they can't do that right or how you like it, then what's the point of prolonging that situation?" Because again, I ain't trying to instruct you to do it how I like it. I want it to just come like that, for the lack of a better phrase.
So you're one of those. Would you describe yourself as one of those people who is very sex driven? Sex is important to you in romantic relationships.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely it is.
I'm are you monogamous or open to non-monogamy?
I'm open to both. Both of them are fine. Um, well, again, you have to be a strong maturity level for me, and I think open relationships and non-monogamous relationships in general, you have to be mature. You have to be in check before y'all play around with these things.
I would say in order to have a successful open or non-monogamous relationship, it would have to be in a lot of ways more secure than the average monogamous relationship. You would have to have been able to excel excessively
Hmm.
at the monogamous relationship in order for the to add another person and it works.
Right.
With being a
Respect of boundaries.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's a great example. I personally think that you could learn boundaries in a healthy monogamous relationship, but
Hmm.
you're learning boundaries and you're in a non-monogamous relationship, it's very likely it's more likely to turn out messy. With
Yeah,
you,
it's gonna be a rough road.
is there anything that you'd want a potential partner to know about you sexually?
Um, mm, I have seasonal verse tendencies, so I will be like a whole like top for a whole month straight and not want the other, and then the same thing will happen but opposite the next month. So I've never really been like a flip flop verse kind of person. I usually want one or the other in excess sometimes. Let me stop. Um not seasonally versed. Yeah, seasonally versed. So that's something somebody whoever ends up with my ass is gonna have to deal with.
I dig it. When was the last time you were sexual with someone?
What time is it?
It's 8:05 our time.
Let me stop. Um this weekend. The No, not this weekend. Sorry. Not this weekend. Last weekend when I was out of town. Last weekend.
Are they a potential?
I don't know that man's name. I'm very Kiki Palmer too. I don't know this man's name, so probably not. I probably would definitely. No, I do know this man's name. I'm joking, but um, I had met him off some ball headed old shit. But a lot of times with me, I'll meet people there, and I'm like, oh, you are actually cool, and those end up being like long FWB with longevity is what I call it.
Amen. What's your age range for dating?
Um, 25 to I've seen some fine ass 50-year-olds. I ain't gonna hold you. But I'll just go to 48. I'll go to 25 to 48. But if you're 50 and fine and you look like your sons, hit me up. Let me see. Let me see what that's about. Cause I ain't never had that ever happen to me.
What about
I'm trying to see what that's like.
kids in marriage? How do you feel about kids in marriage?
I'm not trying to compete with nobody time. No ma'am. No ma'am. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I've been there. My first relationship was he had he wanted a newborn, but he was 1 years old, and won't do that again. Do not recommend.
Are you interested in getting married in the future?
No, it's not. I didn't grow up with the Cinderella complex like the rest of my family. It's never been like a, oh, I want to spend thousands of my dollars for a reception and a wedding and shit like that. No, I do love that about my mom's marriage. They went to the courthouse and they took the money they would have spent on a fire ass party, and that's what I want to do.
Okay, that's okay. You brought up thousands of dollars. Income requirements for partners?
No, no income requirement, but I want you to be on like some kind of grind. I want you to be on, it don't have to be like at a certain price range, but I want to see some kind of like ambition or something going.
Night in or night out?
I rarely go out. I like going out, but I rarely go out. I'm prone to say night in.
Do you smoke or drink?
Both.
Fun friend.
Like a fish in the stove.
Oh, Lord. Do you know your love languages, Sean?
No, um are there like a set number of them? I mean, is there a set number of them? So it's one of those interpersonal, like it's what gives you. Um, Honestly, the ones that I've been hearing, like physical touch, like I just don't need you touching me, like just to fulfill me. I don't know this. I don't know. That doesn't do anything for me. Reassurance. I don't need the good morning text, the how are you, the hey beautifuls. I don't know. I don't think I have a love language. Maybe my love thing is broke.
Well, I do feel like touch, just based on talking to you right now, these past 20 minutes we've been talking. I do feel like one of your love languages is touch. I feel like in order for sex is a form of touch. If you're a very sexual person in romantic situations, that's definitely a touch requirement. Touch doesn't have to be, you sitting on my lap or, you always in my face. Touch could be you putting things in my mouth.
I learned something today.
Are you willing to relocate for love?
I was talking about this as of my last trip. And yeah, the guy that I left, date, babysitting on the way from my trip, asked me like, would you feel like, relocating? You seem good with kids. Why not move down here and we start a whole like orphanage and shit? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
I hope y'all know that he's talking about unborn children.
They're called boneless kids. They're called boneless.
What makes you a great partner, Sean?
Um, hmm. I like to. I don't know. Like when people are come to me with their problems in general, I like to map out a logical map out of their problem. So I think that's my strength in a relationship is helping my partner navigate, because again I like to compartmentalize. So like I'm like, okay, let's get through this. Let's do this. Take a second if you need to take a beat. I got you, but
It also seems like you don't require much to be happy.
you know, I don't. I just don't like insults to my intellect. That will set me off. That will trigger me. Um, if you don't cross those lines, But it takes a lot for me to want to be around a specific human for more than 5 minutes anyway. So I don't know.
Praise the Lord. How can these humans get in touch with you, Sean?
My BBRT is let me start. Oh my goodness. My TikTok is Demi Rico, DMIRICO. My Instagram is Shonen X Leaps. Shonen X Leaps. And there are other ways to get to me. You just gotta look.
Thank you for coming on, friend.
Thank you for having me, friend.
Talk to you later, child. Baby, praise the Lord. Can the congregation say amen? Amen. Hallelujah. Mhm. Very interesting. Very interesting flex. Is our next guest ready? Is our next guest ready? Let me know if you're ready, honey. Praise him. Yes. 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 Sean is definitely a key. A key. I call him Demi. I call him by his Jack's name. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Praise the Lord. Yes. Yes, sir. Hey, friend.
Hey, boo.
Give the people your name, pronouns, love.
Honestly, I don't even have it. Like, it's whatever with me. So, yeah, he, him, she, her, they, them. I really just don't care.
And
Doesn't really matter with me.
and what's your name for the people?
Raven. We're just gonna keep it at Raven.
How old are you, love?
I am the crisp age of 33.
These youngers coming on here thinking that they know how. Where you at?
Currently in Minneapolis,
Where you said currently, so where are you from originally?
DC.
And what is your zodiac or
Taurus.
mm, no wonder we're friends. How do you identify as far as sexual orientation?
I'm a big old bottom.
And I'm going to assume that's gay for all the people who don't know that that is typically a title that men who identify as gay use. So
Hmm.
is gay, does gay work for you? Does the G work for you?
The big G. Yes.
Amen. What do you do for a living?
I was currently working for Delta Airlines, and then I do a lot of side shows, I should say.
So are you an entertainer? Is that safe to say?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, why are you single, friend?
Child, I think I need some me time. I think that's what it is. Um, the last little situation I was in was, I'll say that it was pretty toxic. So right now I'm in that space where I kind of need to relearn myself and bring that love back in because there was a lot of love that I put out, and um, it got to a point where I forgot that I still needed to love myself.
Mm.
So I'm in a space where I am trying to provide myself with that love again, trying
How
to fill my cup back up.
how long has it been?
We initially broke up in June, but it was kind of like there was still like on and off communication, which should have been deaded. um, but that didn't happen immediately. But I had a very, very long conversation with a good friend recently, and I decided to just kill it indefinitely.
Give me one. Excuse me for 1 second, friend. I have to negotiate with a teenager really quick, which means I'm about to body out. I'm just going to mute you.
Okay.
Sorry about that, friend. You
You're
said
fine.
that June of this year, when y'all actually broke
Hmm.
up,
Yeah.
and like throughout the past season, it's been communication until recently.
On and off, yeah. Um, till very recently. Um, yeah, it got to a point where I was broke down. Like I lost myself. Like I got to a point where people were like, "You're not you."
Mm.
Uh, so when I started like hearing that, I was like, okay, maybe I need to make a change. Like this, obviously. First of all, we broke up for a reason, and I think I ignored a lot of the signs earlier on in the situation, which was a bad thing. Like I knew that something wasn't right, but hey, everybody wants to be loved, but
And not just that, I think that we know when we come into relationships that we're not perfect people. So we
mhm,
always want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I know for me, it's always a matter of the good outweighing the bad. If that gets to a point where the bad starts to outweigh the good, then that's when I personally reconsider the relationship.
mhm,
So I wouldn't beat myself up too much about being forgiving or being flexible. Um,
mhm.
you live and you learn.
Yeah,
Would you say that you're ready now, or do you need a little more time?
I need time. I need time. I want time. I want to be selfish right now. Um, there's so much that I want to do and I need to take care of just to fill me up. Like I really want to be selfish with myself right now. Like there's a lot of shit that I deserve that I didn't get. And post relationship and post, just no contact, I'm starting to realize it. Like there was a lot of shit that I let slide and I shouldn't. I'm not going to get into detail, but there was a situation that I brought him around a lot of people that I'm familiar with and that I love. Um, and after he did certain things, they just don't fuck with him anymore. Excuse my language. Um, but of course, colored glasses were still on. Um, I'd gotten to a point where I felt like I was just scared to be alone, but that it was a realization that I had, like that happened to me. I was like, why am I scared to be alone when that's really where I find a lot of my comfort is when I'm by myself.
Mm, mm. It's funny that you said that. I had that awakening myself. I had that awakening myself, and that realization led to a lot of great self discovery that turned out positive for me, and I'm sure it'll be the same for you.
Hmm.
What has been your, because you sound relationship oriented, or you sound like you have been relationship oriented. What has been your, how long has been your longest relationship thus far?
My longest relationship was 4.5 years. Yeah.
And tell me your strengths, friend. Tell me your strengths, Raven.
I'm not sure if this is necessarily a strength. Are you talking about like in terms of relationships?
In general, you tell me.
Um, I tend to put a lot of people ahead of me. Like I when I'm if I sense something is wrong, then like I'll reach out, but I'll kind of just play the background if they're not ready to talk. Like I think I was told that I have a very nurturing spirit. Like I try to heal people, and I'm guessing that is true because every time, like I have ballroom kids, of course. And for instance, like one of them is they're going through something, and just didn't really want to leave her side too for too long. You know, just in case something had happened. Um, yeah, I think I've always just been ever since I was very very little. I've always been in tune with other people, so I'll know when something's wrong with them. So I'll like try to do my best to try to fix it or help them through it.
Mm-hmm. It
Um,
sounds like you're a natural born ballroom mother. I'm sorry, I don't know how you identify in ballroom, whether you consider yourself your children's mother or father, but sounds like you are a natural born ballroom parent, and I'm glad that the kids have you.
thank you, thank you.
Would you consider those your weaknesses as well?
Yeah, and that was like this, like, and that was this goes back to the situation. Like my ex did some really stupid stuff, but I didn't take the necessary steps to have him pay for it. You know, like charges weren't pressed. I constantly was kind of like just looking out for him, making sure that he was okay, even though we were beefing. You know, like, yeah, it's definitely a strength and a weakness for me because I don't know where to draw the line when it comes to caring for somebody else.
Mm, mm, mm. Baby, we could talk about that for days. But as a helper, I just want to be another person. I'm sure if there's anybody who loves you genuinely, which I'm sure there are in your life, I'm sure they told you. And I just want to remind you, take that time for yourself. Take that time for yourself. When you get a moment, bask in it. Every moment does not have to be spent on everybody else, Raven.
Yeah, and you're right.
I understand
Right.
that, and that may be your strength. I mean, my mom, she she just wanted to be a mom. Her life's goal was to raise children to adulthood successfully.
Mhm.
She's done that. Now she don't know what to do. Now that all of her time is for herself. Appreciate that time, honey.
I
Appreciate
de-
time, mommy. Appreciate that time, daddy. You need it. Especially, I know for a lot of these kids, you're literally playing both roles, I'm sure.
well, I luckily am enough. We do have a my brother is the counter member of the chapter out here for Ninja, so he's playing the father role. But yeah,
Work. Describe your ideal partner for me,
oh my God,
or your potentially ideal partner.
potential ideal partner. I think I definitely want someone that's kind and just in tune with other people. I want someone that's up for adventure. I love traveling. Traveling is just one of the things that I would want to do until I leave this earth. Um, I love foodies. I love people who love food because I love food, even though I'm the size of a freaking pencil. um, I love people that are extremely into film and music um, and art. Like, I just want somebody that I can experience a lot of those things, like music festivals and things like that. Um, yeah, I really want someone that, you know, I can just come home to and make a nice meal. We can throw on some horror movies or play the video games for the rest of the night and have a couple of drinks, you know. Yeah, I think that's it.
I dig it. I dig it. Do you have a parent's preferences for a partner?
Not really. I think if your soul touches me, then you got me.
Masculine, femme. I know from knowing you online that you can be androgynous presenting. Do you have a preference? Would you date another androgynous presenting person or someone who was?
I would. I would.
I dig it. I dig it.
Like if I have a connection with you, yeah. Like I think all of the rest of that stuff is minuscule. I think if I am able to establish a very genuine connection with someone, then that matters more to me.
Deal breakers.
I think I would need someone to be honest. I think honesty is a big thing for me.
It better to fuck be. Friend, don't make me come through this phone. It's
um,
always it's always the bleeding heart helper that is willing to settle for anything. Baby, in this journey while you're being selfish and but not really being selfish. Um, but in this journey while you're taking time for yourself and learning who you are now as a single person, baby, it's fine, do it how you want to do it. But when it's time to cuff up, I'm gonna need you to have some standards, some deal breakers. I'm tired of my parted friends getting hurt, and it's honestly because I think a lot of y'all will see the good in the pile of shit.
yeah, yeah.
Everybody else don't want them children for a reason. Le- So so
Um,
so
I
long.
think another, I think another deal breaker for me is just how you handle certain situations. Like if you are out and someone pops off at you, like I'm watching to see how you carry that situation on. Like are you gonna antagonize it or are you gonna just take a breath and step back?
Would,
Um,
would you say that you're more of or you're attracted to more of a demure personality, more of a timid personality?
no, I love strong personalities, but I also like intelligent people and emotionally intelligent people because I'm still learning how to be emotionally intelligent. Two people that's, emotionally unintelligent is just not gonna work. Um, yeah, like I've, for an example, the last relationship that I was in, he was very just, when he got mad, he just didn't give a fuck and he would show his ass. Like I've had to pull his ass out of like so many situations or have to swing on someone because of him.
Yeah,
So that's something that I'm definitely not trying to deal with. I'm I'm 33 now, and I'm in this. I feel like I'm in this space where I'm evolving, and I just there's certain shit like, and especially like that, I just can't tolerate.
yeah. No, we're not accepting that. We're not accepting the hood booger shit for this next phase in our life. I mean, no shade. I'm not gonna judge the people. We know I'm a Baltimore girl. We know
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore don't try me.
Oh, so yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? However, that was cool in our 20s. I mean, well, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I can accept you having that in your past. I can
Mm-hmm.
accept you having been that personality and establishing your reputation in your 20s. In a lot of neighborhoods and a lot of places, it may have felt necessary for you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people. I have been one of those people, so I get it. But at this point in our lives, no, you have to learn how to communicate and express yourself outside of anger.
Right. I mean, like we do have these little things that are mouths that we can use outside of sex. Uh, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think those are the ones that are like at the forefront of my mind right now that I can consider as deal breakers. Oh, also, if you don't like Aaliyah, that's just a chop for me.
A red flag. I don't kind of human can walk to work and not be an Alia fan. Would you consider yourself more of a dominant or submissive personality?
I have my moments. I have my moments. Like, I think submissive 60, dominant 40%. Like, I have my moments, girl.
I ain't mad. I ain't mad and I ain't judging. Is physical intimacy important to you?
Yes. One of my love languages is touch. Like, if I'm with, like, when I'm with someone, like, I literally have to be, like, on his shoulder or rubbing his hand, or his arm needs to be around me, or I need to, like, feel his knee or something. Like, I'm so, like, touch is a big thing for me. Um, I have a big thing with playing in beards or playing in his hair. Just knowing that I can physically feel him is important for me. It's a relaxing thing for me with someone that I love.
I think we should definitely consider hair play as a form of foreplay. I
Hmm.
I think we might have to actually throw that in the pot at some point in some way, shape, or form. Are you monogamous or open to non-monogamy?
Monogamous, definitely.
Flax, are you listening, Flax? What is your age range in dating? Flax has been pushing me to ask this question. What is your age range for dating?
I'm not going below 28, but I'm open to anything beyond that, if that makes sense. Like, I think at this time when I do start dating again, um, I'm just super open to experiencing a person outside of just certain age range and things like that. But I'm not dealing with any children. I know that. Like, no one under 28, unless you're super mature. I just can't.
Speaking of children, how do you feel about kids? How do you feel about race?
I want actual kids.
You want biological kids of your own?
If they're mine or my partners, I do. I would love to raise children.
Okay. What about marriage?
I do want to get married, but I need to know, like, I've seen so many people get married and break off years later, like many years later. That's something that scares me. Like, I don't want to give my life to somebody only for it to fall, you know? So, marriage for me, like, I would have to be in a relationship with this person for years for me to even consider, like, marriage with someone.
Oh, so for you, it sounds to me like you're saying for you to marry somebody, divorce is not an option.
Right. I don't, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Okay. Not trying to tell you what to do. You know what I mean? You know, I'm the kind of girl that's not really scared of catching charges of being locked up. But I warn anybody who I date, if they even start to mention marriage potentially in the future, this is a blood in, blood out kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, honey. I ain't gonna talk about it a whole lot in case I end up married. But I think you know where it's going, honey. Pray for
No, I definitely do. Yeah.
Jesus, the lawyer for me in case I end up married. Do you smoke or drink?
I am a drinker. I can't smoke. I don't like being high. I do not like being high.
It does not work for everybody's brain chemistry. I've learned that. I think it's like I think it's like a medication in more ways than one. You know
Hmm.
how a lot of medicines, if it's not meant for you to take it, then you don't react well to it.
Right. I remember the last time, like, I've smoked a few times, and sometimes it's been cool. Like, I'll smoke and then I'll lay down and go to sleep. But when I was back home in DC, I smoked and I was fine. But then for whatever reason, I ended up in a bathroom. We're at a house party. I ended up in the upstairs bathroom, panicking, looking in the mirror because I felt like I couldn't see my pupils. After that, I was just like, yeah, I can't do this shit no more.
Baby, you sound like one of those friends who I don't even smoke around because I'm scared if you catch a contact, baby.
Contact is fine because I'll just usually just relax a little bit, but when it's like just raw weed like in my system, I'll either start voguing or I'll panic. So I just like I'll just let it go. I'll leave it
It's
alone.
it's crazy, Raven, because that's how I started voguing. Like I could before I started smoking, I could not vogue. I was one of them girls who, honey, I knew my category and I stuck to it, baby.
Mm.
Girl. But honey, when they introduced me to the Bilica, honey, and I took to it, it's like baby, it's like Kevin and Salvin, MC Deborah for the young girls. It's like they just sounded completely different coming out of this.
Yeah,
Like I could hear every motherfucking thing. It's like my body was moving without my mind even having control.
I've seen myself vogue while high. I was at University of Maryland at one of their dance competitions, and I went out on stage just when they were doing their cipher, and I was the day after I was watching it, I was just like, oh shit, like
Was you feeling it?
I had more, but yeah, it was I snapped a little bit. I snapped a little bit.
That Puss, honey.
My hands were going like 500 miles a minute, and I already have fast hands, so like, yeah.
Yes, yes. I know you, my friend. I know you support all of my content, and I know you see that I'm not a dancing girl. But honey, when I get the good Bilica and I get the good other things happen. Someone in the chat asks, "Do you enjoy wine?"
I like red wine. I love a good red wine. Yeah, I love red wine and some gorgonzola cheese. Like that's my little combo.
Do you have income requirements for a partner or a potential?
No, well before no. Um, I think when you become a team, and I consider a relationship a team, you can make certain things work. And I think that's one of the reasons why I don't have an income requirement. But as long as you're doing something, as long as you're working, that's fine with me.
Not mad. Did I ask you this already? I'm not sure. Night out.
Hmm.
Did I ask you that already? Night in or night out?
No, you didn't. Um, it depends on my mood, but more than most cases, it's a night in. Like I thoroughly enjoy just coming home and just relaxing and again having either a glass of wine or some Hennessy and some food and just enjoying not having to be out anywhere. But every once in a while, as a dancer, that'll kick in, and I want to go out and do a little bit of things. So yeah.
I get it. You mentioned physical touch already. Do you have any other love languages that you're aware of?
Um, I really like. This sounds weird, like little stuff like love letters, or like just walking in and seeing like a rose or something. Little things like that lets me know that you're thinking of me, or vice versa. Like I love little corny stuff like that.
No, I dig it. I dig it. I think that's sweet. I think that's cute. And you're the first to say that on here. Are you willing to relocate for love?
I,
Yes. You've done it before.
Yeah, I've done it before. Yeah. Obviously it didn't work out, but it was a little adventure. You know, we still talk every now and then, but yeah,
I took it. I took
if
it.
the connection is there.
Understood. Understood. Last question, friend.
Hmm.
Outside of all the other obvious reasons, what makes you a great partner for someone?
I think just the fact that I would literally go to the ends of earth to make sure that they're okay before I am. I think when I'm in a situation with somebody, I think they literally come. They've been a priority, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing when you put somebody over yourself. Um, but I will literally walk through hell in high water for somebody, for someone that I love.
Amen. Amen. Tell these eligible bachelors how to get in touch with you.
They can just hit me up on here.
Give them your IG. What's your IG?
The Raven Ninja.
The Raven Ninja. Let me spell it out correctly to make sure I got it right. That is TheRavenNinja. The Raven Ninja. Thank you, Raven. Thank you for on.
Thank you for having me on here, sis. I'm about to switch back over to TikTok now. No, actually, I need to go watch Bobby Lights. That's what I was going to do tonight. So I'm going to watch the drama there.
Baby. Baby, when I tell you that go watch
Listen,
that foolishness, friend. It's
I'm about to watch it now.
from real life drama.
Babu, I'll see you later.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Baby, yes, honey. Yes. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's the guest. I don't know if it's the connection that I have with the guest. But I feel like I've been in my therapist bag a little bit tonight. And for all of the people in the chat who are unfamiliar with therapy, this is what therapy feels like. You know, a good therapy session should feel like a good vibe. It should feel like a good vibe. It should feel like working toward healing. Um, Maybe because I've caught both of these gentlemen, both of these gentle people, um, during their healing journeys and their emotional consciousness. But yeah, it feels really good. I take it. I dig seeing my people. You ready? You ready, Flex? You ready to come up and give us an update, Flex? Let's see if Flex is in the building.
You know, you always catch me when I'm in the restroom. Right now, I'm doing my face. Last time I was soaking. Can
Friend,
you?
and are you in the bathroom? Just say that.
I'm doing my facial, so y'all know I got my clothes on this time.
Yes, yes. I'm glad that you are dressed. We don't have to worry about no guideline violations, for sex appeal and things.
Right. So, my update is I'm still single, still a bachelor. Um, I've talked to several people, but not in the past. My phone is busy with Texas, and that's all I'm getting is Texas, but I'm getting nothing else.
Mm. Have you been connecting with people younger than yourself?
Always.
Flex, that is, and I even have to admit that with my generation, and my generation is the generation right under yours. But yeah, we hooked on our phones, Flex. I'm honestly, I'm getting back into the idea of talking on the phone and stuff like that. I'll answer for you when you call. But you one of the few people I talk to. Most of the people who I have conversation with on a regular basis are yeah, Gen X, your generation or older.
Yeah, I understand why I attract, and I'm going to brag. I attract a lot of younger people because I don't look 60. I don't act 60. My mindset is not the idea of an old person. So I understand that. I am talking to someone who's in her early 40s, but she's in another state. A lot of people I've met have been out of state. Um, I would love to have someone in state, but you get to know your people in the state. After a while, you're like, don't want to bother them.
For me, in this particular single journey that I'm going through right now, I have decided that the old Bre would have pressured somebody in another state to try and move here. The new Bre is like, hey, I'm not in a rush to settle down, so I'll see you when I see you, and we'll figure it out from there. If there's anything up until then, we just gonna have to keep talking, video chat and phone call and text and whatever, until we're able to be around each other physically. Overall, I'm open to a slow burn this time.
Well, that's what I've been doing. I've been, we'll meet when we meet, we greet. I have someone that we're just friends. We become friends and everything. It's cool. But I mean, for me, I'm not rushing. I'm really not rushing. I'm enjoying my life.
Your,
I'm doing.
your child is in this chat. Did your child cut your hair? Did Rio cut your hair?
He's trying to be funny because I don't have no hair.
I thought he might have got you right with the lineup.
Nah, he's a barber, so he makes sure when he comes to town, he makes sure I get a little cut here and there, but it ain't much of a cut.
Shout out to Rio. Shout out to Rio. Rio underscore inked 007. Check him out. Check him out if you in this area, honey. See if he got them cutting skills. If not, come back over here so we can read them.
So for me, more or less, I'm looking, still searching. I'm not rushing. Um, I'm just taking it really slow. And we'll see what happens, what pans out from it. I'm going to go back to college, get my master's. There's some things I'm working on for my personal self because, I know when there's no one in my life, there's something else I need to do in my life. I'm about to be a foster parent as well. Um, so that's to a 12-year-old. So there's some things I'm doing for flex, things I'm doing that I feel I need to do. I still do my advocacy in the community. I still have my nonprofit, but I'm just going to sit back and relax and, and just go forward from there. I know I'm getting ready to have surgery on my knee this time. So I'm going to be out of commission for a while too. So I've got to let go of some things and just do something that I can enjoy around my wellness as well. But hopefully somebody will come by, rub my knee, make me feel good, whatever. But I don't think that's going to happen no time soon. But I'll still try to keep my handsomeness going with doing my facial and soaking in a tub on a Friday. Mondays are my facials, really. So you just caught me in a tub because I skipped a day that day. So, but I mean, hopefully, I will say this, that the people that I have been communicating with, they have employment. Let me say it. They have employment, good employment.
Yeah.
So,
Our audience, as I was saying earlier, to Raven before when we were live on TikTok together, and Raven was discussing the possibility of coming on the show. I was telling Raven we don't have a huge audience yet, but it's a very good quality audience thus far.
yeah, and I'm not worried about, I enjoy what you do here that allows us to reach out, meet each other, and expose who we are, what we're looking for. And that's the best part about this. There are other shows out there, I won't mention what they are, but they get spoofed out all the time, and I kind of laugh about it because they get everybody on their show, and I'm like, Lord, you just let anybody on your show. You special. So
Gonna lie, I will let just about anybody on here too. But if you come on here and cut up, I'm gonna cut up with you, baby. still going to use the content. And you're just going to be an embarrassment because there's always going to be quality people who's going to come up behind you if you come up on here and kiki.
Right. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just working on me. And if I find someone, I have been communicating with somebody that's out of state. And they've been remember the word I said that was important for me was consistency and communication. This individual, they wake up in the morning, we talk for 2, 3 hours. On their lunch break, 2, 3 hours, everything. I have had that in a long time. So let's hope that works for now. We're getting to know each other. We tolerate each other, laughing, just letting loose. So we'll just see what happens. Um, like I said, and serious right now. Everybody's platonic on this level. So I've got friends that come by for wine, but it's on a platonic level. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not letting any of the sexual activity get involved. People get emotional when you get that involved. So I just want to see how we connect one-on-one as people and get to know me as a person. Because if you get to know me and I get to know you, we know, okay, we might be compatible or maybe we just need to be friends and keep it that way. So I've changed the way I've done some things. I'm just going to admit it. I had to change some things, but I've done it because I knew what I need to do. And I started changing it 2 years ago, but I really stuck to it in the past 6 months.
I take it. I take it. And I understand and I respect it. Um, I know that there's a lot of people in my generation who will preach otherwise. But honestly, I agree with you. I definitely think that for me, I know that sex is an emotional and a spiritual experience. And for me, it's not something that I want to share with everybody because for me, it comes with a stipulation. It comes with stipulations. With At this point in my life, with emotional and spiritual attachments, there's going to come expectations and requirements. And for me, I'm going to need to take the time to get to know you before I can explore that with you. I don't judge people who do it any other way, but that's how I'm doing it now for me.
So for those that are coming on, it seems that I always get caught either doing my facial or taking a shower or a bath. So right now I'm doing my facial. So you get to talk really a lot.
I saw you in the chat talking stuff about the bathroom sign. I see that bathroom sign.
Y'all like that bathroom sign?
I love it.
Very unisex, very, very gender non whatever they say.
Yeah, yeah, all of the things. All right, well, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to let y'all go. Thanks for coming up and ending the show with me, Flex.
And you keep it up. I'll stay in touch. I'll let you know if you hear of anything exciting coming my way. I'll let you know if there's a marriage or something. You will get an invite, but I ain't rushing no marriage. You know I don't do that. So, but I definitely will communicate. I don't want everybody to know that you used to be my ex-wife and all that. So I ain't gonna say that. They don't know the story behind the story because there ain't no story, but I'm making it into the story. Okay, but yeah. Y'all don't know she wanted to marry me. We went to the courthouse. She ran away.
The lies this man tells to America. Peace, love, and blessings.
All right. Love y'all. Be good. Stay true. Be you.